My parents laughed at my online business for years, until I made $1.2 million and left their golden girl speechless at her own graduation party. My name is Aiden. I'm 31, and if there's one thing I've learned about family, it's that they'll support you the most unless your success makes them uncomfortable. I never took the standard route. While the majority of my relatives were away at universities studying law, medicine, or whatever else would get them a LinkedIn badge and parental bragging rights, I was holed up in my childhood bedroom creating an e-commerce brand out of thin air. Initially, the company only sold bespoke phone cases, then t-shirts, then it snowballed. While they were submitting resumes and praying in for internships, I was doing taxes for an LLC and managing 6 figures of merchandise. But according to my mother, I was still between jobs. That's how I was presented at weddings and reunions. This is Aiden. He's figuring things out, as if my company didn't exist until someone in a suit claimed it did. The graduation celebration that broke the camel's back was for Sophia, my cousin. She was 23, had just graduated from a prominent institution with a degree in international relations, and was the family's golden girl. You know the type. Class president, knows 3 languages, volunteers at shelters, and somehow looks like a Disney princess in every shot. Growing up, I never had any problems with her, to be honest. We were civil, not particularly close, but not antagonistic either. But Sophia always had this air about her, as if she wanted everyone to clap at the end of each phrase. Her parents, my aunt and uncle, fueled it. Every minor accomplishment was celebrated with a party, a framed award, a group SMS, and a Facebook album titled Sophia's Big Moment. When I received the invitation to her graduation celebration, I knew what to expect. A catered outdoor affair at their suburban home, complete with string lights, champagne, and an exorbitant tent rental. What I didn't foresee was the role I would be assigned. When I arrived, I drove up a little early to avoid the usual bustle, only to be met by Aunt Kara waving a neon vest as if I'd just clocked in for work. "That's fantastic, Aiden! We hoped you could assist with the parking situation. We have cars backing up down the street." No hello, no thanks for coming, just a vest, a walkie-talkie, and a pat on the back, as if I were a college freshman working valet on weekends. I blinked at her. "I am not working at the party, Kara. I came to celebrate." She laughed as if I told a joke. "Please help us out for an hour or so. You're skilled at logistics, correct? Your small internet thing." I should have walked away then. I should have given her the vest and told her no. But something in me, probably my cursed familial loyalty, made me accept it. I spent the first 90 minutes of the party waving SUVs into grass patches and assisting elderly relatives with their walkers over difficult terrain. Nobody relieved me. Nobody brought me a drink. When I eventually sat down at one of the fold-out tables in the rear, sweaty and dusty, the genuine celebration had already begun. There was a large banner across the yard that read, "Congrats Sophia," in sparkling gold. A red ribbon was placed over the driveway gate, which appeared to be disguising a brand new Kia Soul. Guests gathered around a cake table to sip beverages and dine. My mother, who was seated front and center, gave me a half-hearted wave as if she had raised Sophia herself. I noticed my name scrawled on a paper place card hidden underneath a beautiful fern in the buffet line, distant from the main tables. Sophia was shining. She wore a white outfit that reflected light with every movement, and she moved from table to table as if she were running for office. When a microphone was delivered to her, she tapped it dramatically before laughing. "I just wanted to thank everyone for coming," she said, raising her champagne flute. "It means so much to be surrounded by people who value hard work and real education, especially in a time when it's so easy to get distracted by online hobbies." She smiled straight at me. The pause was intentional. The delivery was razor sharp. And how did they react? Laughter. Actual laughing. My uncle snorted. My cousin Jason spit out a sip from his drink. Even my mother gave a tight, ashamed smile, as if she had been caught trying not to laugh but couldn't stop herself. I felt heat rising up my neck. I glanced at the condensation pouring down my untouched drink, trying not to react. Not yet. Sophia continued, oblivious, or perhaps just brave. "Some of us spent 4 years pursuing a degree that signifies something. Sorry, not sorry." More laughs. She clinked glasses with a few close guests before returning the microphone, like a teen drama dropped the mic scene. My mother looked across at me, gave a slight shrug, and said, She didn't mean it. The fact is, I didn't care about the car. I didn't care about the banner, the speech, or the fact that every photo was taken with me cropped out in the backdrop, standing by the hedge like a forgotten waiter. What hurt was the years of silent dismissals, smirks when I attempted to describe my job. My own mother would skip over my updates to discuss which of Sophia's lecturers formerly worked for the State Department. But as I sat there, with dust on my sneakers and a drink in my hand, something inside me moved. I waited until the last toast was given, the clapping subsided, and people began to go toward the dance floor where a Bluetooth speaker was playing top 40 songs. I stood up, brushed off my clothes, and made my way up to the main table where Sophia and her friends were posing for photos next to the car, still high from the ovation. "Hey, Sophia," I said casually, loud enough for the close audience to hear. She paused mid-laugh, evidently not expecting me to reply. "Yeah?" she questioned, her eyes narrowing. I raised my glass and grinned. "Just wanted to say congrats. Really must feel great knowing your degree got you here, and it's awesome that your family supports you so much." I took a big sip. My little online hobby just cleared $1.2 million this year. But hey, nice Kia. Silence. Sophia's smile froze. Someone behind her dropped a fork. My uncle's mouth dropped open. My mother blinked twice as if she couldn't process the words. I did not wait for their reactions to subside. I simply nodded, turned on my heel, and walked away toward the gate. The last thing I heard was someone whispering, "Wait, what did he say?" And I had no intention of staying for what happened next. As I walked down the gravel road to my car, I could feel the stairs piercing my back like heat lamps. I did not turn around. I did not need to. I had played my part. The fact is, I hadn't planned on saying anything. I actually hadn't. But years of being the family's quiet afterthought, the one who got the short end of the talk and the long list of favors, had finally added up. And Sophia's arrogant little jab, that was the last straw. When I got into my car and drove away, no one came after me. Not yet. But by the time I arrived home, parked in front of my stylish 3-bedroom house, which I purchased outright last year, my phone had already started buzzing. First came the texts, one from my mother. "That was uncalled for, Aiden. You embarrassed the entire family." Then another. "We'll chat later. Please do not make a big deal out of it." Aunt Kara asked, "Was that really necessary? Sophia worked hard to earn her degree. You were not the only one having accomplishments." I didn't respond. I turned off my phone, dropped it on the kitchen counter, and let the silence of my home wash over me. That night, I got the best sleep I'd had in months.
The aftermath occurred over next 2 days. Monday morning, I opened my business email and discovered 3 fresh interview requests. Apparently, one of Sophia's friends had looked up my company after the party and was actually impressed with what we'd accomplished. Built, not fallen into. This wasn't some minor online activity. That word, built, meant something to me. A month ago, I might have forwarded the inquiries to my assistant, but now I took the calls myself. For once, I wanted others to hear my story. Tuesday evening, my mother arrived at my door. She didn't text first, just rang the doorbell, clutching a Tupperware container as if it were still 2006 and I was a college student in need of lasagna and life counsel. I opened the door slowly. "Hey," she said a little too quietly. "I brought dinner." I stepped back and motioned her in. She hovered in the entrance, surveying the living room as if seeing it for the first time. The minimalist furniture, local art pieces, and smart lighting all screaming success in a language she'd never bothered to understand. "You've done well for yourself," she finally offered. "Yeah, I have." She placed the Tupperware on the countertop. "You embarrassed Sophia and the entire family. She's devastated." "Mom, she mocked me in public. I didn't start anything. I finished it." "But $1.2 million. She stated it like it was a sin, as if saying it out loud would summon an IRS demon. "It's the truth." She stiffened. "Why haven't you told me?" I laughed, not unkindly. "I did. You simply never wanted to hear it. You like the version of me that needed help, the one that fits your tiny story. Aiden the dropout is still figuring things out. You could pity that guy, but I stopped needing it a long time ago." She sat down hard as if my words had knocked the wind out of her. I wasn't trying to pity you." "No?" I asked. "Then why was Sophia always so motivated while I was just the kid who made stickers in his room?" She had no answer for that. Instead, she deflected. Sophia is looking for work, Nothing's come through yet. I grinned tightly. So the real degree didn't open every door after all. Don't be cruel. I'm not. I'm just tired of pretending I haven't earned a place at this family's table. She stood up, brushing phantom crumbs from her blouse. She wants to apologize, she muttered. Does she? I raised an eyebrow. She said she went too far. I didn't respond, because I didn't believe it. Not yet. Later that night, I looked at my phone for the first time since Saturday. Sophia's text sat unread. Hey, about the party. I shouldn't have said what I said. That was messed up. Can we talk? I stared at it for a long time because I didn't know what to do, but because the power dynamic had shifted and everyone knew it. For years, they assumed I was the guy scraping by on Wi-Fi and a dream. No, I was the one who built an empire while they weren't looking. The following weekend, however, is when things really began to spin out of control. Aunt Cara called me directly. No warning, just a voicemail. Aiden, I need to talk to you about something important. We've run into a bit of a financial situation. Your uncle's hours got caught, and the lease on Sophia's new car isn't exactly manageable. I know things got tense, but we're still family, right? That's when something clicked. They weren't just humiliated, they wanted something. I listened to the voicemail twice, not because I wanted to hear it again, but because I couldn't believe how quickly the tone changed. Just days before, I'd been the family joke directing cars into grassy areas. Now I was the emergency exit. I didn't call back. Instead, I opened the spreadsheet I'd kept for years, every dollar I'd ever given or spent on this family. The $300 I had loaned $3 for textbooks, never repaid. The $2,000 for cars leaking roof. The grand total, $42,860. Not including interest, not including emotional labor. I drafted a message to Sophia. Got your text. Been thinking. Maybe it's time for clarity. You're right, you worked hard, but that doesn't justify mocking others' success. More importantly, I've spent years investing in this family financially and emotionally. All I've gotten in return is dismissiveness. Then I forwarded a variation to my uncle, aunt, and more carefully, my mother. She called immediately. Aiden, can we discuss this? You can't just... Yes, I interrupted calmly. I can, and I just did. There was silence on the line. For the first time, she had no script. Did you really earn more than $1 million last year? Yes. How? You never asked. Another silence, then the question that said everything. What do you want us to do? I ended the call. Not out of spite, but because I didn't owe anyone a performance anymore. Sophia didn't respond for 2 days. Then came the calendar invite. Coffee, Sophia Summers, Saturday, 10 a.m., Cathay Alder. I accepted, not for an apology, but to look her in the eye and see what, if anything, was real beneath all that polished superiority. Saturday morning rolled around, gray and rainy. I thought it was fitting. I arrived 10 minutes early and ordered a black coffee with no frills. She arrived 5 minutes late, dressed in a cream blazer and heels, her expression full of well-managed humility. Even in the rain, I noted silently, Sophia dresses like she's expecting a spotlight. Aiden, she murmured with a small smile as she sat. Thank you for coming. I didn't expect you to show. I didn't either, but here we are. We sat in silence while she stirred her cappuccino like it was an art project. I read your message, she finally said, not meeting my gaze. Twice. I raised an eyebrow. I was awful, not just at the party, for years. I mocked your work because I didn't understand it, and I was jealous. That caught me off guard. Jealous? I asked. Yeah, she admitted. You found your thing, made it work. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here with a shiny degree, no job prospects, and a car my parents can't afford. That joke at the party, it was more about me trying to feel better about my situation. I let her words settle before I responded. I appreciate you saying that, but it doesn't undo years of being treated as less than by everyone, including my own mother. I know, it's on me, on all of us. Then she did something unexpected, pulled out her phone, opened Instagram, and pressed record. Hi everyone, this is uncomfortable but important. At my graduation, I made disparaging remarks about online businesses and those who work outside traditional systems. That was wrong. My cousin Aiden built his company from nothing. No handouts, no shortcuts. Real success doesn't come with a diploma. Aiden, thank you for calling me out. I needed it. She posted it immediately. I deserve to feel embarrassed, she shrugged. You did for years. You're lucky I'm not petty, I said with a small smile. Don't push it, she smirked. We talked for an hour, not about money or careers, but life, travel, books, the things we'd never shared while competing. When we left, she hugged me, really hugged me, the kind that says, I understand now. A month later, at the family barbecue, I wasn't handed a vest. Sophia brought me a plate. You're sitting with me, she said. When someone asked what I did, she answered first. He runs a multi-million-dollar online brand. It's insane. The silence that followed was beautiful. No smirks, no snorts, just impressed nods. The Kia was returned. Sophia got a non-profit job. The handouts stopped. My mother still doesn't understand my work, but now brags like I invented the internet. I kept that spreadsheet, not out of bitterness, but as a reminder. They say success is the best revenge. I disagree. After all that noise, stillness is the sweetest sound.